She tried to take out Trump and helped him. She asked, do you
wonder what Trump will actually do if he gets back into office? You don't have to speculate because he calls his plan Agenda 47. And spoiler alert, it's scary as shit. Here's some of the worst ideas we're in store for if he wins in November. 1. Attacking immigration. Trump's anti-immigration policies will be even worse the second time around. He's promised to end birthright citizenship, enlist an army to round up and deport millions of undocumented immigrants, and deploy thousands of U.S. troops to the southern border.
What's wrong with that?
2. Criminalizing LGBTQIA plus Americans. Trump says he'll ban gender-affirming care for trans kids and prevent schools from helping kids through their transition. He wants to forbid schools from even teaching anything about sex and gender that diverges from the far right's idea of the nuclear family.
Yeah.
3. Overhauling education. Agenda 47 includes huge changes to the education system. He wants to give huge benefits for homeschooling to indoctrinate kids with Christian nationalism, incentivize teachers to carry guns in their classrooms, further crack down on affirmative action, and destroy crucial DEI departments at colleges and universities. 4. Restoring racist crime policies. Criminal legal system reform will be off the table if Trump becomes president. He promised to bring back racist policies like stop and frisk and other ineffective and discriminatory tough-on-crime tactics that have failed in the past. He also wants to increase protections for power-abusing police while rolling back hard-fought-for reforms and institute the death penalty for low-level crimes like drug dealing. 5. Weaponizing the government. The scariest part might be Trump's threat to—
Hold up. Now she's starting to describe, bruh.
More or less dismantle the federal government. If he gets back in office, he's going to purge anyone who could possibly stand up to him and replace them with MAGA loyalists like Stephen Miller. He's going to prosecute his political enemies using traditionally independent orgs like the DOJ as his own personal weapon and give himself unprecedented power over agencies like the FCC and FTC. These are just the things he wants you to know about. Trump has plenty of regular crazy stuff in Agenda 47 too, like how he wants to found new freedom cities across the country and somehow give Americans access to flying cars. The whole thing is weird as hell, like everything Trump does, but there's nothing funny about Agenda 47 or the possibility that he might be president again.
But what is funny is watching this ad, anti-Trump ad, might I add, you see what I did there? Only convinced me further. I'm gonna be like, bro, what? Immigration? You see what's happening? Really? Do you not think that that's what most of us actually want? Like, imagine thinking that this was actually not good. Like, all the stuff that he was trying to implement was just not good. Like, sounds pretty dope to me. Yeah, I don't think she thought that one through, bro. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. Anywho, Trump has something to say today.
The Republican Party will always support the creation of strong, thriving, and healthy American families. We want to make it easier for mothers and families to have babies, not harder. That includes supporting the availability of fertility treatments like IVF in every state in America. Like the overwhelming majority of Americans, including the vast majority of Republicans, conservatives, Christians, and pro-life Americans, I strongly support the availability of IVF for couples who are trying to have a precious baby. What could be more beautiful or better than that? Today, I'm pleased that the Alabama legislature has acted very quickly and passed legislation that preserves the availability of IVF in Alabama. They really did a great and fast job. The Republican Party should always be on the side of the miracle of life and the side of mothers, father, their beautiful babies, and that's what we are. IVF is an important part of that, and our great Republican Party will always be with you in your quest for the ultimate joy in life. Many people have asked me what my position is on abortion and abortion rights, especially since I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade. They wanted it ended. It must be remembered that the Democrats are the radical ones on this position because they support abortion up to and even beyond the 9th month. The concept of having an abortion in the later months and even execution after birth, and that's exactly what it is. The baby is born, the baby is executed after birth, is unacceptable, and almost everyone agrees with that. My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart, or in many cases, your religion or your faith. Do what's right for your family and do what's right for yourself. Do what's right for your children. Do what's right for our country and vote. So important to vote. At the end of the day, it's all about will of the people. That's where we are right now, and that's what we want, the will of the people. I want to thank the 6 justices, Chief Justice John Roberts, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, and Neil Gorsuch, incredible people, for having the courage to allow this long-term, hard-fought battle to finally end. This 50-year battle over Roe v. Wade took it out of the federal hands and brought it into the hearts, minds, and vote of the people in each state. It was really something. Now it's up to the states to do the right thing. Like Ronald Reagan, I am strongly in favor of exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. You must follow your heart on this issue, but remember, you must also win elections to restore our culture and, in fact, to save our country, which is currently, and very sadly, a nation in decline. Our nation needs help. It needs unity. It needs us all to work closely together. Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, everyone, we have to work together. We have to bring our nation back from the brink, and that's where it is. It's at the brink, and we will. We will do it. I promise you, we will do it. Always go by your heart, but we must win. We have to win. We are a failing nation, but we can be a failing nation no longer. We will make our nation great. We will make our nation greater than ever before. Thank you very much.
As Bill Mitchell suggested, this was the only position Trump could take and hope to win in November. He just brilliantly took away the Democrats' #1 issue. 2 comments that's under the post as well. Trump is making it clear that he does not support a national abortion ban, and that is up to the voters in each individual state what they want. This is definitely what the Democrats, I guess, this would be the most favorable for them, what they definitely want. This is the right position to take. And right up under that, smart and reasonable, the left has been shown to be radical on this issue for sure. And I think that Trump is proven to be somebody that is reasonable, that of a different narrative than that has been painted for him throughout the years. To me, it's just really hard to believe that saying that you can have a precious baby somehow offends somebody, right? Somebody's triggered by that in 2024. This is the world we live in. Some might even speculate maybe Vivek has influenced him a bit. Under the 10th Amendment, it should be left to the states, like a gun and death penalty laws as well. And, you know, he's all about changing hearts and minds, and as well as laws. But yeah, I think that there's sanity in what he's saying right here. And everybody, if you're sitting back and you're a reasonable individual, what did he say that was wrong? Obviously, if your beliefs are rooted in your faith, you may definitely have a very different take, respectfully. But outside of that, I wonder what the liberals gonna complain about now. Seriously, you're getting what you wanted. At least you have the choice and the opportunity. All you have to do is go cast your votes. It's up to state by state at this point, right? That's fair. I do have something I definitely want to criticize for sure. Something that's very concerning that I'm majorly in disagreement with is that makeup artist, dog. You look like, bro, you look like you just woke up and chose violence on your face, bro. Just went do. Like, low key, man, like the spray on look, the face ain't matching the ears, dog. You on some Michael Jackson, you giving us some Jackson vibes, dog. And let's not forget, he did get rid of Roe v. Wade, which helps protect the unborn. If I'm being honest, the more and more I delve into a lot of this information that is happening before my eyes in real time, the more and more as somebody who's a believer in God, it'd be really hard to wonder how you can be a Democrat and like a Christian. That's a cool question that I do have for sure. We've seen people pose that question in previous videos as well. Now, this isn't in any way, shape, or form demeaning on anybody's religion as a Christian or like that. It's just a fair question. Historically, though, I've heard Trump say he's pro-life, and I'm pretty sure he maintains that stance. So you have some people out here who's just like, oh, Trump, you weak, dog. You out being weak. But in my opinion, I personally feel like it's just a reasonable stance. It's just, hey, we are living amongst other people with other belief systems and things of that nature. How about we leave it up to the people? I'll maintain my beliefs. Maybe I'll stay in a state that maintains my beliefs, and we'll just leave it at that. Nobody, all fair, right? We already know what Joe Biden wants to do.
I think President Trump's statement was spot on, and it's where the majority of Americans stand on this issue. He promised last week he would put out a statement, promises made, promises kept. The American people heard from him today, and what he said is this, that he supports the rights of states to decide on this issue. He wants the people to have the say. He wants it to be up to the will of the people. And that's exactly what the Dobbs decision did. It returned this issue back to the states, back to those closest to us in our state legislatures. Now, the president has always strongly supported exceptions on this issue of abortion for life of the mother, for rape, and for incest, which again, the majority of Americans also support that. And President Trump was also right to call out the Democrats, who are the radicals on this issue of abortion.
Extreme.
Joe Biden and the Democrats support aborting an unborn baby up until the moment of birth. Many Democrats have also expressed abortion beyond that state, after the child is born and laying on the hospital bed. That is infanticide. That is execution, as President Trump called it in his statement. And Joe Biden and the Democrats also support taxpayer-funded abortions, forcing the American people to fund abortions when largely most Americans disagree with it. And so President Trump has a common sense position on this issue. He, of course, is so proud to be the president that helped overturn the Dobbs decision, which again returned this issue back to the states. The Democrats love to lie about what that did, but it actually returned the choice on this issue back to we the people.
Folks, the New York Times just put out a new report that Donald Trump is plotting a national abortion ban if he wins. The choice is really clear. If you elect Donald Trump, he's going to implement a national abortion ban. If you elect me and Kamala in the Democratic House and Senate, we're going to restore Roe v. Wade. Restore it.
Our religion, we don't support abortion, so they're forcing us to pay for abortions that we disagree with.
How many abortions do you think Donald Trump has paid for?
Well, this act just got signed the other day, but
to answer your question, probably like 7 or 8.
It's a long-term abortion.
Hard question to ask, but it's a valid question to ask as well, for sure. But is it not okay to grow up and change your position later on in life? I mean, the saying goes something like, when you're younger, you're supposed to be more liberal, but when you hit your 30s and 40s, you're supposed to be conservative.